Sketchy Go Itchy.
Hey guys, welcome to another Sketchy Go Ichi. In this one, I am going to, first off, I'm going to introduce myself. My name's Roger Andrews. I am a illustrator, first and foremost. I also do a little design work. And when I say design work, it's usually with, in regards to doing logos and some iconography and some character design and product design. And so I try to give all of those various disciplines. I try to give them all a little illustrative slant whenever possible. That's kind of my thing, my bag. So what I'd like to do in this video is in honor of Game of Thrones, which is blazing hot right now. Final season, second episode just aired. I don't know if it's wise or not to date myself in these videos in terms of when they were first launched, but I don't care because I'm always going to do new ones, particularly if you support the channel by subscribing, and don't forget to click that the little bell icon if you want to receive notifications when I'm uploading new videos. And I'm shooting for a minimum of 3 a week, so hopefully you dig them. So anyways, let's get right into it. I'm going to do a Khal Drogo illustration. Enjoy. All right, here we go. Right on into it. Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones, HBO's Game of Thrones, Season 1. If you wonder how Daenerys got the title Khaleesi, go back and watch Season 1 if you haven't already. Anyways, very popular character from the early part of the series. And I dug the look of the character and thought it'd be cool if I made a little illustration. And in this video, I wanted to focus on the process, the Procreate process. So where we just were was the sort of folder screen. In Procreate, there's a gallery, it's kind of a main screen, and then you can have a series of folders where you can collect a bunch of your images sort of all under one umbrella. And then you can, within that, you create a document, and that's what this is. So Procreate screen. If I'm getting deep into the process, on the left, along the side there, is the opacity and the size of brush. Along the top is your main menu. Obviously, the center is your surface area in which to draw on. And utilizing the tools in the upper right-hand side, your brush, your smudge, your eraser, and your layering, with the little circle in the corner being whatever color you selected. So that's kind of the overview. Let me zoom in a little bit here so you can kind of see Khal Drogo's face. The whole point of doing all of these is to kind of capture a likeness. So hopefully I kind of captured that snarling Dothraki Khal, or leader, that Jason Momoa captured so brilliantly in that first season. It's probably the reason why, despite him doing Aquaman and I'm sure a ton of other great characters in the upcoming years, I think Khal Drogo is going to be the one they put on the old tombstone. It's he nailed that one, and it's so identifiable. So that's what made it easy to do an illustration from. So iconic and so identifiable in the design and in the portrayal. So all I really needed to do was find some really nice reference, which I did, and sort of make a collection of images and put this together for you. So me kind of zooming around the bear with me, hopefully you're not getting seasick. I'm just trying to show the different sections of the drawing. Speaking of sections, this is vital, and this is the main reason for the video. I wanted to show you the layering. If you notice at the very top of the layer box, which is right now it's titled layer 4. Generally I'll go in and rename the layers, but for these purposes it's just kind of basic, just a series of numbers. But layer 4 on the very top is those sort of streaks there. See, I just removed them. Beneath that is the line art. Beneath that is a silhouette, a white silhouette that kind of separates from the background. That is some texturing that I put above a black layer. And bringing it all back, you can kind of see it's just a series of, let's see, what are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers. The topmost being the war paint, then the line art, layer 2. Layer 7 is just some texture to put above the white. The white is kind of a silhouette that separates the line art from the background. Additional texturing, and lastly, just a field of black, or should I say second to last, and then on the bottom is the reference. So here you go. I'm zooming in on the war paint along his chest. In color, that would be in blue, but obviously I'm working in blacks and grays and whites, so I had to pick a gray tone that would best represent the blue in the real world. So removing that, you can see the line art on top of the that field of white, that sort of that blocked in shape of white. There it is. All that is just a selection, you know. Just create a new layer underneath the line art, and using that little S like icon at the very upper left of the screen there, and I just kind of zoom in and draw a selection all the way around the line art shape on its own layer, and then I fill it in with white, and that allows me to put a layer underneath both of those, the line art and that white silhouette, and I can fill it with black or any other color, and you would, you know, the character's line art would be preserved on top of that white field. See, there you go. It's really there's your selections right there. If you click on the layer once, it'll allow you to rename, select, fill, make a clipping mask. There's a whole bunch of options just by simply clicking on the layer itself. And there's the field of black underneath that white. Okay. So here is the reference. Very simply and quickly, I just took, I believe I did it here in Procreate. Just Google image searched, brought in, you know, I think I brought in, there was an image of him on the horse. There was a facial expression I liked on another image. I think there was a horse. The positioning of his head was a little better in a different photograph, and I just kind of super roughly cobbled them together. The reason they're so rough is because they don't really need to be that precise. It's not like I have to get in there and do a photo manipulation or a photo retouching. I know I'm going to do an illustration on top of this, so there's really no point in me focusing heavily on how things connect. You can see where the ear or where the mane meets the horse. This horse's ear, it's really off, and it doesn't matter because I know I'm going to illustrate it. I'm going to draw it in anyways, and I can extend the ear once I do the drawing. This is just something to have as an under guide. So let me bring everything back. Black, texture, white highlight, or should I say white silhouette, binding shape. On top of that, a little bit of dirty texture on its own layer. The line art on its own layer. And on top of that is the that sort of war paint in that lighter shade of gray. And that is the complete piece. It is, I liked it just because I think the composition's fairly nice, you know, pretty decent. You know, if I had to do all over again, I think I would maybe give it a touch more airspace, I call it, a touch more space above the character. You know, maybe like an inch more of canvas area would do it for me. But that being said, I think what works well is the contrast. There's just enough dark in the background to really bring forth the black and white image. And so I'm happy with that, and that's something I want you guys to kind of note. And also note too, I stopped. You know, I probably could have went in and rendered the horse more and with darker shades and tones. But I was going for a graphic look, and I think a key element of all of this is learning when to stop, kind of embracing the moment you're in. And in order to do that, you kind of have to know when to say when. So that's the full piece. Khal Drogo, Game of Thrones. Enjoy. Oh, sketchy Goichi. Live your moment. Happy sketching, y'all. Peace.